So, Eric, tell me, should dentists be investing in their 401k just right off the bat?
Well, interesting thing. So let's talk about 401ks for a second. And so some people have heard me talk about what it looks like to invest in a practice versus a 401k, which a practice has a much better return. And anyone who works with me, I'm going to show them that. But let's forget the returns for a second, okay? Because I think that's where a lot of people want to focus on. Let's just talk about like just business 101, right? The number one need of a small business, the number one need, heck, small business, any business, Apple, right? Coca-Cola. The number one need is access to capital. And why do you think they issue stock, right? It's to create revenue. So the number one need for a small business is access to capital. So why in the world would you ever take capital and lock it up for 20 to 30 years? That is, I mean, it's not even, it's poor business advice, and it's honestly poor wealth advice. Now, I'm not against 401ks, and matter of fact, a lot of my clients are heavily invested in their 401ks. I'm not against them, you have to understand that. But what I am telling you is this. You, as a small business owner, should never lock up the ability to have capital if you need it. The idea that let's say I'm 35 years old and I'm gonna lock up my capital until I'm 59 and a half, and I can't touch it. And by the way, if I need it, you're gonna charge me a 10% penalty to get it back? What you do is you have investment advisors trying to coach people who own businesses. I mean, let's not pretend that a business is not an investment. Matter of fact, it's one of the best investments. And the investment advisors will actually tell them, hey, look, don't worry about it, you should diversify. Well, the top, I would say, probably investment mind in the entire world, which is Warren Buffett, what does he say? He doesn't tell you to diversify, right? He buys assets that he knows will pay a return, a consistent return. You know, he has two rules of investing. The number one rule, right? Don't lose money. Second rule, always follow rule number one. So if you have a dental practice that can yield 30% plus rate of return with a 1% risk rate, okay, and you can put money there that you can control the asset and you know exactly what it's going to do, and it's predictable. 1% risk rate. That's the default rate in the United States on dental practices. It's 1%. Why would you diversify outside of that? Now, we might use that asset to go buy real estate. We might use it because we can only grow so fast. We can only, allocate capital so fast. So we might end up using a 401k. We might end up using qualified funds. We might end up using something, brokerage account. But if you're going to work with me, I'm going to tell you to put in a brokerage account before a 401k. The idea is that in a 401k is that there's a tax, right? The taxes will go down over time. So don't worry, if you put it in a 401k, you'll save money on taxes. Well, no, you won't. You're just deferring the tax, right? So you locked up your capital for the next 30 years to defer taxes. Well, advisors will tell people, well, don't worry because your income is going to go down. Well, why would your income go down? If you work with me for 30 years, I guarantee your income's going to go up, right? Your tax rate's going to go up. If someone's telling you that if you work with them for 30 years, your income's going to go down, I would start looking for another relationship, right? I don't do investments. I invest in businesses. That's what I do. But it's bad advice. Like we want to invest in the dental practice first, right? I mean, that's why money's pouring into this industry. So I'm not against 401ks, but I will tell you a dental practice is a phenomenal place to put money, and it should go there first.